Hello and welcome to the video. Within this video I'll be giving my full overview of the new Grainfather Glycol chiller adapter kit as well as my first impressions. This kit allows you to use many other types of fermentation vessels and unitanks with your Grainfather Glycol chiller rather than just Grainfather's own conical fermenter. So let's get started. Grainfather released their Glycol chiller back in 2018, which was originally intended just for use with their own conical fermenters. I have owned one of these Glycol chillers since its release and reviewed this product on my channel in April 2018. Since this time it has been put to constant good use and I have not had a single issue with it, even during summer weather periods where the temperature has gone past 30 degrees Celsius, which is the equivalent of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. These units can support up to 4 connected vessels and unlike some other Glycol chillers on the market, have their own pump that recirculates the glycol, which makes it ideal for a wider range of vessels. I suspect that most existing owners will not have bought 4 Grainfather conical fermenters and have some extra slots that are just waiting to be used, so this new kit certainly offers some extra possibilities for existing owners as well as potential for new owners too. So let's start with a rundown of the components that this kit comprises of that are shown fitted to a standard budget plastic fermentation vessel, at least to start with. I will move on to other types of vessels later on in the video too. At the heart of this kit is this cooling coil, which as you can see from this video footage is quite simply alive and raring to get chilling. Stretched out, this coil has a length of 5 meters, which equates to 16.4 feet. The coil is made from stainless steel, meaning that it can be cleaned and sanitized with the same chemicals that you already have to hand for your brewing system. It is recommended by Grainfather that you give this coil internal and external cleaning to remove any manufacturing oils before its first use. And naturally you will need to sanitize the outside also. Subsequent use cleaning need only be external. This coil is intended to be placed inside either a fermenter or unitank, but can be optional depending on the target vessel. More on this later. Here is a very standard budget plastic fermenter of 30 litres or almost 8 US liquid gallons. These are very commonly sold by homebrew stores and I suspect many homebrewers will already have at least 1 or 2 of these knocking around. As you can see, this coil fits very nicely inside and the top 2 coils readily poke out of the top, making it ideal for use. Typically these fermentation vessels tend to have a smaller hole on the top lid suitable for an airlock on a small bung. For the purpose of this product I have filled in this hole with a cork bung as indicated on screen now. If buying a new fermentation vessel for use with this product, then simply ask your homebrew store for a lid without the pre-drilled hole. Within this kit you are supplied a rubber bung which needs a 35mm circular hole like the one I have drilled here. You might find that your local store will be able to drill this hole for you. It will not hurt to ask, just don't tell them that I said so. Here is a look at how this kit supplied bung is paired with the cooling coil. When fitting this you will find the use of a little keg lube will make the process go much more smoothly and easier. You can see that there is a third hole in this bung and this supports an airlock. I would suggest the use of an S airlock like this one as it offers some suckback protection during cooling. For further protection, ensure that your airlock is filled with diluted Star San or similar natural acid-based sanitizer. You could also use vodka if you're feeling particularly generous. In addition to an airlock, you could use this spot for a hose fed into a blow-off. The next stage is to fit the cooling hoses. You are supplied with 1 set of insulated hoses with this kit. Do note that it is likely that you will need to heat up the hoses to add them onto the cooling coil. Once the hosing is fitted, then use these supplied clamps which are to be tightened with a screwdriver. Ensure that these are tight enough to stop leaks, but also be careful to not damage the hoses by tightening them too tight, which is just as bad as under tightening. Also included with this kit are these small rubber bung stoppers which can be used in conjunction with the cooling coil and hoses when not in use, which is certainly a nice thoughtful touch to this kit. Grainfather recognised that you will also require heating and have included this heating pad as part of this kit. This offers a maximum heating output of 30 watts, which should be ample for most homebrewers. A clever part of the design of this is that the side areas have these Velcro sections. Included with this kit are these 4 Velcro sticker strips that are stuck onto your fermenters, meaning that you can remove the heating pad for cleaning, and you can also attach it to 2 different fermenters by standard, as you just need 2 Velcro strips per fermenter. Naturally, should you want more Velcro strips, then this should be an easy aftermarket find. These do seem to be dust magnets, which is picked up and really overly highlighted by my camera and the lighting that I use, but naturally this will not have any effect on their operation. Like with the cooling coil, this heating pad can be optional depending on your target vessel. More on this later. Here is a look at the controller that you get with this kit. The front screen area still has its protective film on, and I will show this powered up later on. This unit has a design that allows it to be placed on a flat surface so that the display is easily viewable. This is very much like the controller offered on the latest version of the Grainfather Glycol Fermenter and features compatibility to the Grainfather smartphone app, which offers Wi-Fi control of temperature and features. At the rear of this controller you have inputs for a temperature probe, which is also supplied as part of this kit, as well as connections for power and naturally the heating pad we looked at earlier. The supplied probe with this kit is 6mm in diameter and the cord is just over 2 meters or 6.5 feet in length, so you should have plenty to play with for suitable positioning between controller and fermenter. To attach this probe to your fermenter, Grainfather has suggested the use of electrical tape because it is readily and universally available, but my suggestion, if you can obtain it, would be to use plumber's putty instead. This can usually be found at hardware or plumbing stores and will offer a much more accurate temperature reading and is cleaner and can be used and removed seemingly forever. I have been using plumber's putty for this purpose for a very long time now. Once you have plugged in the controller to your glycol chiller, you will then go through a connection setup to integrate the controller to the Grainfather app. This is an incredibly simple guided experience and includes setting up your Wi-Fi. You will only need to do this once. I cannot see this process taking anyone more than a few minutes in total. Built into this controller is all the functionality that Grainfather Glycol users have enjoyed, including fermentation profiles that can be customized in advance, and some standard profiles for ale and lager as you can see here, which can also be edited. Furthermore, there is this settings section that allows you to define how everything behaves and set up according to your wants and needs. All of this can be accessed within the Grainfather app also, which is naturally via Wi-Fi, which is certainly handy stuff if, like me, you are often on the move. Let's now look at some other types of vessels that you can use this kit with. Firstly, here is another type of plastic fermenter. You can see that it is quite different size, being much shorter and wider compared to the more standard fermenter that I showed earlier. But as you can see, this one is tall enough for the coil. The main body of the coil is approximately 24 centimeters or 9.5 inches in height, but naturally you do need the top fittings to protrude out of your chosen fermenter. The total approximate height of the whole coil is 52 centimeters or 20.5 inches. If applicable, I hope you find these details useful when looking at suitability within vessels you already own or perhaps are considering. The top lid of this fermenter is also ideal for this kit, as the lid has an entry point that fits the bung very nicely. There are certainly no issues in using this type of vessel with the heat pad either. Let's now look at suitability with the most popular Unitanks on the market, the Fermzilla. With these you will need to invest in Kegland's Temp twister product and associated parts instead of using the Grainfather supplied coil and bung. This is simply because of the areas where the Fermzilla lids are suitable to have drilled holes is not compatible with the positioning of the Grainfather coil exit points. Here are both coils side by side, and you can see the pre-drilled Fermzilla lid puts the Temp twister coil exits wide, whereas the Grainfather coil puts the exit points out narrow to the middle. These Fermzilla lids are readily available pre-drilled, but you could drill your own if you are that way inclined. The Grainfather temperature probe is more than happy with the fit into the Kegland Thermowell side of their product. I can also confirm that the Grainfather supplied glycol hosing does fit the temp twister, but you will need to heat up the ends of the lines to make it fit, which is easily done in a cup of boiling water. This Kegland Thermowell is supplied in a long state to make it compatible with all tank sizes. Excess can be cut down using pipe cutters, and a 90-degree angled duotite can be used to change the orientation if your temperature probe is short enough to allow it. However, do be aware that you cannot mount the Grainfather heating pad directly to the side of a naked Fermzilla, but if you use a suitable material cover to protect the plastic, then this will work. Naturally, pairing this kit with a Fermzilla Unitank is going to provide a very nice budget setup that can be used for both fermentation and also the serving of glycol chilled beer. Kegland and Kegland resellers can supply all of the parts that you see here. I will add the part descriptions and numbers within this video's description. If you are looking for a more deluxe Unitank solution, then the new Brewtools Unitanks are sure to be very high on your list. To set this kit up with these Unitanks is very easy with some extra parts that are available from Brewtools. Here are the parts that are required. I will also include details of these within this video's description, but let's go through these in a little bit more detail now. Firstly, let's start by removing the blanks on this side of this Brewtools Unitank. These ports connect to the internal cooling jacket for glycol. We can then add these tri-clamp 90-degree elbows which will feed the glycol in and then out of the tank. Once you have fitted both of these, then give the tri-clamps one last firm turn to make sure all is tight. Then we can add the hoses. Start by adding the blue hose to the bottom port. This will feed the glycol into the internal cooling jacket within the Unitank. You will probably not need to heat the hose up to fit this. The red hose can then be added to the top port in the same way. This is the return port. Remember to fit the clamps and use a screwdriver to tighten the hose to the barb, but not too tight. On the opposite side of the tank you can then fit the Thermowell as shown now. Once this is in place, you can then add in the Grainfather supplied temperature probe into the Thermowell. In speaking with Brewtools about the use of the Grainfather kit supplied heating pad, they advised me that this was not compatible with their Unitank design. Naturally, you can just use the Grainfather adapter kit for cooling. Naturally, I understand that many of you are likely to have different equipment to the examples that I have put forward in this video. To assist you further, I have spoken with Grainfather and they have prepared the following statement which we'll read out in regards to compatibility. The glycol chiller adapter is compatible with most fermenters on the market, but depending on the design of the fermenter it may need some modification to achieve full usage of both heating and cooling. The bespoke bung included fits a hole size of 35mm or 1.5 inch ferrule opening. If your fermenter does not have this, you may be able to obtain a solution from the manufacturer of your fermenter if you don't wish to drill or punch the opening yourself. The other requirement for the cooling side is to ensure that the opening of your fermenter is at least 120mm for the cooling coil to enter, and that it has a depth of at least 28cm. The heating pad provided can fit almost any fermenter due to the fixings provided, however its heating efficiency would be diminished if attached to a jacketed portion of a vessel. In summary, the glycol chiller adapter can be used out of the box with many popular fermenters currently on the market, and will work with many others with slight adaptation if they do not meet the specification above. Here is a summary of the sizing just given by Grainfather which you may find useful to save as a screenshot or photo for future reference. I hope this proves useful. My first impressions of this kit are very good, though naturally I will need to conduct much more testing to actually provide a final review and a full recommendation, but so far so good. All of the components are of good quality and the kit is seemingly very well thought out. I really like that this kit has the flexibility to be used in partial or full form, depending on the nature of the target vessel. If you are an existing Grainfather Glycol chiller owner, then this is probably a no-brainer purchase, especially if like me you have spare slots available and have brought in extra equipment that is pressure capable for fermentation and beer serving. If you are not an existing owner of a Grainfather Glycol chiller, then this added flexibility provided may well be the green light that you need to make investing in one worthwhile. Remember that the Grainfather Glycol chiller has its own built-in pump, so you will not need extras in this regard, but you will need one of these kits per new vessel. Personally, I really love the fact that I can now use my Grainfather Glycol chiller alongside my various Unitanks for the serving of beer, so essentially I've gained some extra keg space without the need for more fridges and the extra footprint space needed. I do hope that you found this video useful, informative and interesting. If so, why not consider liking and subscribing? For further support you can join the channel's Facebook group, and if you would like to support the channel then check out the channel's merchandise store, as all profits go back into the channel. Until next time, happy brewing!